So, hi. After yesterday's stream, I feel like I still wanted to actually get Cosmic working, right? So, I'm gonna just go through, um, I guess installing Arch with a bit of, oh, this is Cosmic DE, at the end. So, yeah, as you can see, I booted Arch, and it takes a hot minute to do this. And there we go. We have the command prompt that you get. And so the first thing I do is obviously I check that I know it's booted in UEFI mode, but just double checking, and it is indeed booted properly. And so before you click and check, oh, how long is this video? Not very long. I'm just gonna skip over the stuff. Um, so in total, it took me less than half an hour, but I'm not gonna make you sit through that. So I check the internet, blah blah blah. Set time zone, partition disks, woo, disk partitioned, make the file systems, then mount the stuff in the right spot, and then another fun one where I just bootstrap the operating system. So fun bit of advice for anyone that's installing Arch. Please, please, please remember to install Network Manager as part of the backstrap command, because you will need it. I guarantee you will need it because you are connecting to a network in order to download additional things. Nano is also nice, unless you want to do everything using like cat and echo and sed. But you could also just install like Emacs or Vim if you hate yourself. Um, so this takes a while because it needs to download everything. This honestly took like probably the longest individual step, right? So once I'm done, yeah, you gotta chroot in, and you gotta do some linking of stuff. Yes, the time zone stuff. Um, then locale, yes. Configure the locale, blah blah blah. I'm so professional. I used Echo to get my host name created. And then I think, what do I do? Oh yeah, I installed Grub. That's the other thing I did. Now, you may have noticed something. Wait, no. Here we go. Right here is where I make a fun little mistake. And that mistake is I reboot the system without generating a grub config. There it is, exit. And I do reboot now. So that's obviously not good, right? So of course I remedy that by, well, rebooting and selecting the right device, and then I chroot back in, and there it is. I have an actual grub config now. If I had $1 for every time I've installed Arch and forgotten to do the grub config properly, I would have $2. But it's embarrassing that it's happened twice. Anyway, we boot back from the USB, and then I create my user, blah blah blah, install sudo, enable network manager because I forgot to do that, double check I'm connected, and then I can add my user to the sudo and all that. And there we go. So we're currently about 20 minutes into the process right now. And so where are we at? Yeah. So now I do the big command that installs GNOME. And this takes a few minutes. There you go. And we can just, there it is. So at about 25 minutes in is where we get GNOME like actually installed. So then I double check that I don't need anything else, and I found that I do in fact need something else, that being the Intel drivers. Um, it's literally just the Intel drivers. Nothing much to say. I typed them out. And then sudo system control and enable GDM. I type it wrong because the keyboard that I'm typing this on is literally in my lap, but that's okay. And then system control start or restart GDM. And wabam. GNOME. Isn't that lovely? I literally have GNOME up and running in under half an hour. I'm at about 27 minutes in to the install or thereabouts, and I have GNOME. So that's cool and all, but what do I have to do in order to actually get the install going? Well, let's take a look at that. So I just a heads up, I have to install the AUR helper first. Then I go through and I install the dependencies, blah blah. And then as you can see, it takes a long fucking time to build. I just cut out the building process from the clip that I recorded at a point because it takes way too long. But I bet you're wondering, right? I bet you're wondering, what did that actually look like? What is actually Cosmic? That's what it's called. So here we have the come on, there we go. So here's the login. This is just GDM, obviously. Now we go down here. Got Cosmic selected. So let's see, what was all this trouble for? What do I get when I actually go into Cosmic? Nothing. I shit you not. This is Cosmic right here. It takes a sec to load because every desktop environment does that, but yeah, this is all there is. I assume they would want you to build this on Pop OS, which I didn't do, but there you go. Sudo apt install happiness. I wish it was that easy to just be happy, but unfortunately it's not. What I can say though is that even in like a pre-alpha stage, you can kind of see what they're going for, right? Like they're clearly going for better GNOME, and I applaud that. I genuinely applaud that. Better GNOME is nice. But yeah. So an hour and a half of stream where I try to get this building and then failed to install Arch. And then I go back and install in less than half an hour and build it in about half an hour, and this is all it is. I love computers.